What's going on, everybody? This is PH Darian, the guy with no PhD, but depends on who you ask. I got a PhD. And if you ask the right person, they're going to tell you I get real philosophical on these topics. So speaking of which, you read the title, you saw the thumbnail, whatever it may be at this point, I don't know yet. Either way, you clicked on it. So since you clicked on it, go ahead and click on that like button. If you want to see more stuff like it, click on that subscribe button. If you don't like anything, you don't like my hat, you don't like my skin tone, you don't like firearms, you don't like America, go ahead, hit the thumbs down button. Engage the channel somehow. If you leave a smart ass comment, I'm going to leave a smart ass reply. If you leave a genuine comment, I'm going to leave a genuine response and a reply back. That's all I ask. Treat people how you want to be treated. If you treat me like an idiot, you will be the favor will be returned to you. So today, based on the topic, it's going to be about optics. Iron sights, red dots, holographic sights, low power variable optics, normal magnifiers, scopes, all that stuff. And let's start off with iron sights. So a lot of people would think iron sights or backup sights are not optics.
Nope.
Yes, they are. If you use the only optical sensor in your body, which is your eyeball, and you're looking at said thing to hit a target effectively, accurately, however, that's an optic. Now, I understand it may not be the traditional word that we wear out, some sort of battery powered device that gives you a red dot or holographic sight or a scope, fixed or variable. It shouldn't matter. Whatever it is you use to look at to hit the target is an optic. You can even say a laser can be considered an optic. Because I mean, if you really want to get technical, a lot of the red dots we use are lasers. You're looking at a laser superimposed on what it thinks where it's at based on the target. So either way, I kind of want to get into some things that I have, why I have them. That does not mean you have them or you need them. Some of the things I got, I would probably never have unless it came to me at the price it did or the availability it did. I do have military experience.
Yeah, that didn't sound like it grabbed me.
Utilizing these firearms. In simulation combat, I haven't had to see real combat with any of the small arms.
Nope.
I've done a lot of stuff with crew serve weapons mounted on the aircraft. That's a completely different story for a different day. But most of us don't own M240s and 50 cal machine guns, but most of us do own AR-15 platform rifles, stuff like that, and pistols. So let me just get into some of the things I have right here, and let me go ahead and start off with this one. So this firearm right here was in one of my first, no, it's not my first build. It was in a build titled like my favorite AR-15 or something like that. If I can, I'll go ahead and put it somewhere here on the actual video. But I'm running Troy Industries flip up steel or metal backup or flip up iron sights. And the reason why I'm running these is because I've actually had to use these during a class. And you may say, yo, Darian, what's up with that EOTech that's on the freaking upper receiver? Well, let's talk about it. This EOTech works very well. As a matter of fact, I can turn it on right now. There it is, it's lit up, I love it. Really nice and bright. I can go ahead and hit that setting as bright as I can. It's a little too bright for this setting. I can hit the NVG part, it goes out, turn it back on, it's good to go. Hit both, it's off. Well, during a course that I was a tertiary or third string instructor, if you want to call it that, or just helping out, this optic got washed out by the sun, and I mean really, really bad. So I'm mounting my target and I'm doing my thing, pop, 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 shooting everything I need. And eventually, just based on sun angle, it started to wash or bleach out this optic, this one. And so the only thing that did not fail were these flip up sights. So as I'm doing that, I'm over here trying not to make an ass of myself in front of the students as I'm demonstrating some drills, and I get on it, and of course, you know, everything I do is timed. So I'm waiting like, oh yeah, shooter ready, stand by, bam, pop, I look straight through it. The flip up sights are down at that point. I mount the rifle and I'm looking straight through nothing, it seems like. And I realized real quick, and I was like, hold on, stand by, let's not do that. I put my flip up sights. I still was looking for the red dot, so I became a little bit of a slave to it. And then before you know it, I just got to the point where I just completely forgot that there was an EOTech on there. I ended up turning it off, and I ran the rest of that course that day with strictly the flip up sights. So it's always good to have them on your rifle And if you don't know how to use them, that's an entirely different subject. We can get into that a little bit later. But I'm rocking the Troy Industries flip-up sights, the battle sights. I do prefer the M4 flower that you can see right here in the front. I do not like the HK flower or the pedal, and nothing against it. If you can hit the target with it, I don't care what it looks like. Use what you have. I have been used to using the M4 flower because what I shoot in the military is the M4 Alpha 1, and it has a built-in front sight post / gas block that has the M4 flower pedals. Speaking of which, I have one of them right here. So, as I was stating before, the M4 flower pedal that you can see right here on the optic, it is the same thing. I like this. Now, there are some things about it that I do not like, and I'll speak to that, and that is probably more the adjustment than anything. So I don't like that. That's a fixed sight. This cannot flip up or flip down. It is just always going to be there. It's always going to be sticking its face out. YouTube years ago, people had cut this thing clean off, and they had it tucked underneath a slim rail, and then they just put a flip-up sight on top. I see nothing wrong with these at all. I've dropped plenty of firearms. I'm not proud of it. I banged them against helicopters, tanks, Humvees, on the ground, at the range, just being a clown. I've seen plenty of people drop firearms. And one thing I've never really seen happen too often, I've seen it, but not too often, was the sight get bent or damaged beyond repair. But I've seen people's plastic flip-up sights get completely warped. One of them were just so bad because we were in San Diego in the desert, and it was so hot outside that plastic, although polymer, which is the polymerization process is heat anyway, somehow warped and just got so hot, and I guess it was banged up after it was so hot that those things were just effed, and nobody liked them. So my buddies who had those eventually got rid of them. Right now on the back of it, I'm running a Comp M2, old school, oldie but goodie, still works. Battery's still in it right now. I just go ahead and twist this dial, and there it is. There's my red dot. I can see it right now, clear as day, and I like it. Through this, as I'm looking through it, I see the honeycombing because on the front of this Comp M2, I have the like anti-glare, like the honeycomb thing that you guys see in a lot of videos and stuff like that. They'll put them on the edge of cameras or scopes so it doesn't produce a glare. Like, let's say an enemy staring at you, the sun's behind them facing you, and your scope is looking at them. They will see that glare. Well, this right here breaks up that light where you can't see that glare. So that's what you see on the end of this Comp M2. And on the rear, I have a 40/L flip-up sight. I got this at work a few years back, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. It has 2 apertures like most flip-up sights in the rear, or just any battle sight in the rear has 2 apertures, one for point target, one for area target, one for daytime or MVD use, nighttime, all that stuff, whatever you want to use. So one thing that you've seen so far that's consistent is whatever I have has some sort of M4 flower pedal, or just a very, very simple post in the middle with 2 things on the side. Those are fixed, or at least the front is fixed, and the ones on my fun, range rifle are flip up or backup sights. This right here, this rifle right here is more of a patrol / recce rifle. My children have shot this before when they were much younger. I think maybe about 5-6 years ago they shot this rifle. I absolutely love it. As you can see, this optic primarily is going to be a LPVO, low power variable optic. It only goes from 1 to 6. I don't have a 1 to 8, 1 to 10, all that stuff. When I get into those magnifications higher than 6 for me, I just want a normal variable optic or variable magnification optic. Yeah, I have used this thing. I've taken it to the range, which is where I'll take most any gun I build, zero it for whatever my distance is based on its use. And then on the side of it, I have Magpul's flip up steel sights with the 45-degree angle. So if I'm actually shooting at something, target, doing a competition or whatever, just some training, and I'm over there tagging something, but then my new target is closer than I need and I'm too far zoomed in on this optic, I can just go ahead and camp this thing and pretty much run iron sights as if it was any other firearm that was outfitted with iron sights. It looks cool for some people to sit there and see that 45-degree throw, the stock kind of fits into my shoulder pocket a little bit more, but when I'm wearing full kit, it doesn't matter. I don't feel it as much. However, it's just an optic at that point to me. It's another way for me to hit the target. That's all I care about. That's all most people care about. No, I didn't clear and safe those guns for you on camera. If I needed to do that, you need to be watching another YouTube channel or another video. If you want to see gun safety, I'm actually doing a lecture on that next Friday for work. I am very much safe with that. And clearly, if I upload this video, it's because nothing stupid happened. Like I said, I run a lot of the same things on a lot of the same rifle platforms. I have AR-10s, AR-15s, AR-9s. They all have very common things. One of them is my pistol grip. I almost exclusively use Magpul's K2 grips, whether the plastic one or the rubberized one, doesn't matter. I like them both. I have Daniel Defense's grip, and it's the grip angle, so a whole nother topic. But right here before me now is another one that is complete. So this whole setup is complete. It's just waiting for one of the 3 or 4 barrels I have sitting right here from Ballistic Advantage. I don't know which one I want to put into this build. I might do that this weekend. It's probably going to be the 13.9 inch along with this Troy Industries M-LOK rail. I'm liking that right now. I kind of dry fit everything at one point, and I was looking at it, and I think that's going to be what I like. As you can see right here, I do already have an EOTech EXPS3 type sitting on the top. It is probably not exactly the EXPS3 or whatever I just said, that collection of numbers and letters. And no, I didn't buy it.
Nope.
And no, EOTech didn't send it to me.
Nope.
I know people. And either way, I wanted to talk about these other two because I've helped many people select some stuff when they had a budget. Now, one thing I hate hearing is budget optic, budget rifle, budget this. Now, I understand why that is a thing. Not everybody has the same budget. As a matter of fact, nobody has the same budget, no matter what community you're in. So I wanted to talk about these right here. These are UTG, right? UTG super slim flip up sights. These are excellent. This is a flip up front sight. I have the matching rear sight right here as well. I love these. I actually love these more than the Troy flip up sights.
What?
That cost more than, I think, for the rear sight on the Troy flip up sights, which are not only on this firearm, but they're also on my 300 Blackout pistol. They're just black steel. I love these sights so much, but the minute I got my hands on a pair of UTGs, it was really hard for me to justify the price of paying for Troy unless I'm going for a name brand whore build. If I wanted to do something like that, if you want to fanboy a specific rifle out for whatever reason, then go for it. Buy once, cry once. However, these UTGs I have helped put on maybe 20 different uppers. And when people have gone to the range with me, they've taken them to combat level courses, they can hit their target very well. I don't think anybody at the course was saying, you know what, you did or did not hit that target based on the fact that you did or did not have a very expensive optic. I've dropped and banged these others as well, on purpose, mind you, not to just sit there and do a YouTube video, flip my gun upside down and drop it like some people will do. I'm not going to do that with my guns. I feel if I'm going to test something, I'm going to test it from normal wear and tear, not intentional abuse. Nothing against those guys, the videos, you know what I mean? AR-15 meltdowns, Glock meltdowns, throwing optics off of helicopters and stuff. Good. I will never do that. I don't even care if a company wanted to send me something. If I bang your stuff up naturally using it, that's how I want to know if it works or not for my use, not the chance that the off chance I'm going to be in a there's a really high chance I'm going to be in a helicopter, but the off chance my optic and rifle are in a helicopter and then falling out. If you have 0% chance of doing that, that's an irrelevant test to you. If you are somebody who's on patrol, like law enforcement or military, and you're getting banged up in the back of a Humvee or a tank or a truck, that's more practical. So go ahead and put a rifle loosey-goosey in the back seat or in the truck bed and let it get jacked up all over and see if that, test it that way. So these right here are amazing. One thing about all the flip up sights that I wanted to talk to you about right now, and I'm over here ripping this box apart because I don't feel like taking that out. So it comes with its own little stuff and yada, yada, yada. I don't need to see all the instructions. I don't even think they come with instructions. I don't need them anyway. Is this. I like the fact that you can just go ahead, obviously left or right hand, whichever hand is your dominant hand, you can go on this side of the optic and then just go ahead and twist the rear aperture left and right. You can even flip it down or up. So if I have it on the small hole on the aperture or the large one, whichever way this is sitting flat on your receiver, it does not matter. You can set it down. The Troy flip up sights, however, can only be done if whichever way this is right now. So with the rear aperture, if I don't have the rear aperture as my primary aperture and I have the center or small one, which is what you want to shoot with, by the way, guys. So this right here will come back down on the rear only. If I have it and I want to flip it to my small aperture, which is the one I want to shoot with, I cannot set this down. You see there's a gap here and I have to flip it back to normal and then be able to set it down. So for me, considering that the rear sight alone was about $100, the front sight was 80. I spent 180 for that set times 2. That's a lot of money. $180 for a pair of flip up sights or backup sights, iron sights, whatever you want to call it. And they don't have that feature that a pair of sights like these two UTG Pro, I think they're the Pro, and if they're not, they should be. These two UTGs, I think I paid $60 for the set. It cost me less to get the 2 than it cost me to get either one of those. And the practicality of it was even more of a reason for me to do it. Now, like a lot of people, I saw the price point and I thought it was a complete piece of trash. I bought it, I put it on a few of my optics at some point, or I used it as a primary optic on certain guns, and I fell in love with it. One thing I don't like about it is the fact that you have to adjust the front sight like any other M4 flower. And once again, it has that M4 flower, something I like. I try and keep consistent with all of my things. I don't want to change up looking at a different like HK sight or some other sight, a AK looking sight. I want the same thing over and over again. Consistency for me is key. But you can put a bullet or a sharp device or some other junk and push down on your front sight post to move it, and that's fine, but I absolutely hate doing that, especially when I'm teaching people at the range, which I'm doing next week. So next week I have to be an instructor and I'm going to be teaching people more firearm stuff live, doing barricade drill, stress courses, and transitions. And a lot of us will use something like this. So this is from Leatherman, and this is a piece of crap, just so you know. So this right here, even if you can't see it, there's a picture right here where my pinky's at that's showing you the M4 front sight post. That's what that's for. You can use this to kind of push down on it, which I'm doing right now. I'm literally looking at this. It's not mounted on a firearm and it is a pain. So I have it moved now, and for me to actually adjust this thing, I gotta like twist it now. Whatever it is, it's a piece of crap. I don't like it.
Nope.
Real Avid has a little M4 front sight tool that I absolutely love. I don't know where my Real Avid tool is at. I would show you, but it's not here, so I can't do it. Now, moving on to what is my favorite front sight post slash fixed sight. I had Daniel Defense's fixed sights on another firearm that I no longer own. It was on one that was built for my wife at the time. She still has it, and I do have Daniel Defense's fixed sights, front and rear. I do like it. I don't remember, I think the rear you can utilize just your thumb. Just like a lot of other ones, you can use your thumb to do the adjustments. You don't need a screwdriver or anything, but you still need a front sight tool to adjust the front sight up or down. Well, I finally bit the bullet last year And once again, just dry fit these only, but I finally broke down and bought this. So stand by, everybody. I finally bought this ScalarWorks. So ScalarWorks has some of the best sights I have ever used, ever. And let me tell you why. First, they're very, very light. And a lot of people will say ounces equal pounds, pounds equal pain, and pain sucks, right? So just looking at them, this is the rear sight. And this rear sight is made out of pure aluminum. You know, they're always going to be talking about how they're made out of, you know, aircraft quality aluminum and all that stuff. And that does matter, because you're clearly not making a spaceship or an aircraft with this, but it's just saying the nature of the metal utilized was treated with such precision that this is, you know, you want the lightest, strongest alloys available to do what you need to do. And this right here, I absolutely love it. I've had this mounted on different rifles before. They are made here in the USA, America, love it. And just with my thumb on the side, I can go ahead and just kind of push this in, and you may be able to hear it, maybe not. So I can just, with my thumb, rotate this. I don't have to put a lot of friction on it. I can rotate this right now, and I can see that rear aperture moving side by side. Equally just as awesome is the front sight. Both of these are like a very perfect matching set. They look really, really great together. They look great on an optic. And this right here, you may or may not be able to see it as well, but this dial that you can see right here can be adjusted without tools. Literally just grab the front of your optic here and you can twist it. Now, I know you can probably hear those now. You can twist this thing all day long until it goes fully seated or not, and that's it. So on the battlefield or on the training field, you can adjust this without a tool. That was absolutely phenomenal to me, that they engineered something so user-friendly. I do like, once again, it has an M4 type flower. So once again, staying consistent on how I shoot. The front sight post in the middle is much smaller than even this UTG one right here, or the ones from the Troy Industries, or even the fixed sight specifically that comes with a normal standard GI M4. So accuracy when it comes to shooting with something like this is going to be even better. But like I said, this thing right here, you can get the ones that absolute co-witness, lower 1/3 like witness, all that junk. This is going to be on my next build. So as you can see, I have this EOTech here. I don't even know if I want to put these with an actual LPVO holographic red dot or anything. I think I'm gonna rock these on my next build, and that's all it's going to have. I am just saying that for now until I put something else up there. But I am definitely going to run this quite a bit. I do like them. Now, a lot of people cannot adjust their front sight to save their life.
Nope.
And it's nothing funnier than seeing military people who you think are out there trying to save your country who can't adjust their front or rear sight, even when looking at the piece of paper which tells them go left, go right, go up, go down. They just don't get it. And I said, okay, this is not that hard.
Nope.
If you were to do this, so you're looking at me right now, you're engaged, go ahead, hit that subscribe button again. Don't think I forgot. Put your front finger, whichever finger, doesn't matter. I'm gonna use my front finger here, and then put, this is gonna be my front sight post only. This is my rear. So if you're doing this, if I want to, so hopefully you can see that Y. If I want to adjust anything, let's say I have this part right here and I screw that clockwise, righty-tighty, it goes down. And now it's here. These stay the same and this went down. So for me to actually hit my target straight, I'm going to have to raise my gun. So what I did, even though I actually adjusted this down, I'm going to impact my bullets up. Same thing here, everything's straight and I have this thing go up more. Now for me to hit my target, I'm gonna have to adjust my rifle down. So when you're adjusting your front sight, it is the opposite of whatever you're trying to do. If I'm hitting low and I want to hit higher, I want to go higher, I'm going to make my actual front sight deeper and make it go lower. So that way I have to physically raise the gun up to hit it. Now, thankfully for the actual aperture, left and right on the rear, to sight it right, if everything's straight here, and I want to go, if I want to go left, if I actually move it to the left, I'm going to physically move my gun to the left as well, or right. So for the rear sight, left or right is going to go left or right, and it's going to be the opposite for the front sight, based on the nature of like the control being inverted. So hopefully that sums some stuff up. The next video I do, when it comes to certain things you see me do, we'll have footage, range footage. I may even take a stop and have somebody record me, talk about some of this stuff so I can give you feedback. A lot of people are like, man, all you do is talk. Well, talking is fun and listening is even better. But I understand people want to see me use it. Do you even shoot, bro? All that stuff. So yeah, that's my video for the day. Let me know what you think. Which optics do you use? Which optics are you considering? Are you an LPVO? Are you a magnifier? Are you a fixed sight, like a 10 power and that's it? Do you prefer to use iron sights? Do you like to Kentucky windage it? Do you like to swag it? And if you don't know what swagging is, someone will put it down in the comment section what swagging is. It's kind of funny. And if you don't know and they won't put it there, I'll put it there for you. So either way, let me know what you guys think. I'd really love to hear your feedback. This is PH Darian, and I'm out. Peace.